Most road signs probably look simple: a shape, a color, a symbol. They appear obvious today, but this visual system did not always exist. This video looks at how road signs were shaped, colored, and organized over time, focusing only on what is recorded, observed, and still visible today. By the 1700s, roads in many regions began showing basic markers. These were not modern signs, but physical indicators placed near routes. The forms were usually simple. Stone blocks, posts, or flat boards were probably commonly recorded. There was little visual consistency. Shapes varied, colors were limited, and symbols were not standardized. These early markers were likely meant to be noticed rather than interpreted precisely. Exact meanings may have differed slightly from place to place. During the 1800s, records show that signs began appearing in clearer shapes. Rectangular and circular forms became more common. Materials also changed. Metal plates started replacing wood in many cases, although this transition was not immediate. Color use increased slightly. Light backgrounds with darker markings were often observed. At this stage, signs were probably still not uniform, but a visual pattern was beginning to appear. By the late 1800s and early 1900s, color probably became more consistent. Red, white, and black began appearing more frequently. Triangular and circular shapes were probably recorded more consistently. These shapes were easier to recognize from a distance. Symbols also became simpler. Instead of text, basic icons probably were increasingly used. This period shows early signs of visual standardization, although variations still existed. Around the mid-20th century, road signs began looking more familiar. Certain shapes were almost always linked to specific functions. For example, circular signs often indicated regulation. Triangular signs were frequently used for warnings. Rectangular signs commonly displayed information. Colors also became more fixed. Red was widely associated with attention or restriction, while white backgrounds became common. These patterns appear consistently across many recorded systems. By the late 1900s, symbols probably largely replaced text. This probably made signs easier to recognize quickly. The designs became more minimal. Sharp contrasts and simple graphics dominated. Reflective materials were increasingly used, making signs visible in low light. At this point, road signs closely resembled their modern appearance. Today, road signs form probably a nearly invisible system. They are probably noticed instantly. Most signs probably follow standardized shapes and colors. Small variations may still exist, but the core design language probably remains stable. The system appears simple, but it has been refined gradually over centuries. What looks obvious now was shaped slowly, through recorded changes rather than sudden invention. Road signs did not suddenly appear in their modern form. They changed step by step, becoming clearer, simpler, and more consistent.